Walk the dogs, school drop-off, meetings from 10 to 3, take kids to soccer, then no time left for a jog.
When everyone else is relying on you, it's easy to put your needs last. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online, so you can show up for yourself the way you do for others. Visit BetterHelp.com/positive to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/positive.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit max.com.
Paul, you know what the hardest thing in the world is when you are a parent? It is, well, I mean, there are a lot of hard things, right?
Right.
But one of the hardest things, and something that I was just trying to do during the commercial break, as I'm doing the show this week from home, is trying to get a 2-year-old to stand still and smile for a camera for his birthday. My wife is currently trying to take pictures of him for his second birthday, which is today. He's got a shirt that he's wearing that says birthday boy, and she wanted him out on the front porch to try to do some pictures, and he wanted to do everything but stand still and smile and take a picture. So it's kind of like a rodeo. Like you're kind of like herding cattle a little bit, like trying to get him to stand still. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I was up there for a couple of minutes during the break. I don't think we got a single good picture. And that's, I think that's part of parenting.
It's a protest. That's exactly, it's a protest. He's sitting there thinking to himself, here it is my birthday, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt from mom and dad, and they want a picture? No way. It's a protest.
Where are the presents? Where's the presents?
That's right.
Where's the donuts? Where's the birthday cake? Where's all that stuff is coming. He's got all that stuff coming later on today. But yeah, just, I'm telling my wife, I'm like, I've got 2 minutes. I've got 2 minutes of the commercial break.
Minutes.
I will try to help you snag a picture of him. And then I finally was like, you know what? It's not going to happen. I got to go. And so as I'm sure, a lot of people out there that have kids or, have had toddlers will understand that's a pretty difficult thing. Welcome back, everybody. Sports Daily Hour number 2 on KFH. Tommy Castor, Paul Savage. The IHOP hotline is 869-1240. Jad Chambers producing the show. And Paul, you sent this to me over the weekend. I try to do everything that I do. I try to make it so I don't have to pay attention to Tom Brady unless I absolutely have to. I am tired of Tom Brady. I'll be the first to admit it. I have always wanted him to ride off into the sunset and I would never have to hear from him again. Unfortunately, that's not the case because it looks like he's going to be entering a world of broadcasting now that he's done playing in the NFL. And you sent me the article that a few days ago, he reaffirmed his commitment that he is retiring. He is done. He's not going to play again. Do you believe him?
Well, something, I'm starting to believe him. I really am. I guess I do. I guess I believe that he's going to have other things he can do. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he turn down $14 million a year, $12 million a year, something like that to broadcast? And I think he could end up being an excellent broadcaster. He's got a great personality, a great voice, has a great presence on air. I think he would be really a great broadcaster, giving us insight. And, man, I'm going to tell you right now, Tommy, I love broadcasters who give me insight, who tell me something I didn't know, whether it's about coverage or route running or, quarterback stuff, whatever the case might be, or even on defense, this is what they're doing. And, I love that kind of stuff. And I think he could be as good as anybody on the radio or on television, if that's where he ends up, about breaking down things and giving somebody a little bit of knowledge about the game, breaking it down to a point where you learn something. That's what I like. And I'm sorry that it appears he will not be a broadcaster. He's turned this money down. Can you imagine turning down $12 million a year, Tommy? I mean, because
Well, I think he'll be. I think he will be a broadcaster. Like
okay.
Well, I think that it's up in the air. Like he's got the deal. Like the deal is done with Fox for him to be a broadcaster.
Yeah, but he hasn't done.
I just wonder he hasn't done it, and he's taking this
right.
year off allegedly to get ready to be a broadcaster. I just wonder when push comes to shove and that time happens, will we actually see him in a broadcast booth? And that's the thing that I think that drives me crazy with Tom Brady is the will he, won't he situation. And for a long time it was, will he, won't he retire? Will he, won't he go to Tampa Bay? Will he, won't he go to the Dolphins and be a part owner and player? Will he, won't he be a minority owner for the Raiders? Like all of these different, like he stays at the top of the news cycle because there's always speculation and there's always a question if he's actually going to do this or do that. You know, the first time he retired and then he came back. And so now we've got an entire year where he won't be a broadcaster, but the deal I believe is signed for him to be at Fox. We have an entire year to sit and wait and think, will he or won't he actually follow through with that deal and become a broadcaster? And like, that's the part that annoys me is just the constant, like, will he, won't he actually do something?
Well, I think I'd rather have him as a broadcaster. I think I personally would enjoy him as a broadcaster. What if he comes back and he's not as good? I want to have that vision of Tom Brady being as good as he was when he left the game, going out on top. There's an old saying, go out on top is the best way to go out. And I think that's what Tom Brady has done. If he comes back, I want a commitment for 100,000 passing yards. He's at 81,000. Tom Brady, if you don't come back, that's okay. But if you do come back, make me a promise. You will reach 100,000 passing yards in the NFL. That is a record, Tommy, that I think will be very, very, very difficult to break.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And I think that, that would have been absolutely a narrative if Brady continued to play. He did reaffirm his commitment that today is June 5th. So back on June 1st, it would have been, I guess, on Thursday, he was on a podcast where he reaffirmed his decision that he was not going to be playing in the NFL anymore. I don't know. And that brings up the big question. How much do we believe Tom Brady?
Well,
like, is it kind of the boy who cried wolf? Is it the, hey, you retired once and then you came back? How can we believe you again this second time? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me for believing you. So I wonder how much doubt there actually is about whether or not he'll actually suit up again.
Well, two phrases come to mind. One, pushing your luck. You know what I mean by that? Pushing your luck with your age, with your health, all that kind of stuff. That comes to mind. And then, be careful what you wish for. I don't want to see Tom Brady come back and get hurt. I really don't want to see that. Tom Brady's healthy. Tom Brady's got his legs under. Tom Brady hasn't taken those kind of hits that would, penalize your health later on in life. Hell, he's already later on in life. So with that being said, I hope he doesn't come back because I don't want to see anything happen to him. I don't want to see him, blow a knee, anything like that. I don't want to see the cart come out and get Tom Brady, which could happen at his age. Well, heck, it could happen at any time with quarterbacking, but I hope he doesn't come back. I hope it's done. I hope he's done. And I look forward to the new Tom Brady. I look forward to a Tom Brady in the broadcast booth. I'll guarantee you one thing. I'm going to learn stuff. I mean, I know a little about football. I confess I know, well, even maybe a little more than the average person. Okay, I give you that. But I'm looking forward to learning a whole lot of stuff from Tom Brady. And, just don't take a chance with your health. You've played all these years without major injury. I would consider that, a good thing. And I would say that's good, and I'm done. So that's what I kind of hope. I hope he doesn't come back, Tommy. I know that's selfish, though, in a way, because I know he's good for the game. But there are a lot of other things that can be good for the game. Patrick Mahomes is good for the game. Let's concentrate on Patrick Mahomes.
So this alleged new contract with Fox Sports to be in the broadcast booth, not this coming season, but the next season, 10 years, $375 million. So $37.5 million a year. to be a broadcaster with Fox Sports. Significant amount of money for Tom Brady to be a broadcaster. I think one of the big questions is the prep time, that it takes to be a broadcaster and the travel that it takes to be a broadcaster. All of those things. I'm not saying he can't do it. I think he can. But part of the reason that was cited when he left and retired for, I guess, what is officially the second time, was that he wanted to spend more time with his family. He wanted to be home more.
Right.
If you're a broadcaster and I think that you could think that with that kind of money that Fox wants him to be the lead broadcaster for Fox, you're going to be on the road a ton. You're going to be traveling a lot. You might even be on the road more as a broadcaster than you were as a player because you don't have home games, right? You're traveling all over the country. You're not coming in, a couple of days before the game. You might be coming in 3 or 4 days before the game and doing prep work and getting ready for the prime Fox game of the week. You're doing all of these things. You might actually be home less than you were when you were actually a player. So all of that plays into it where, we've got quite a bit of time before he, I guess, is supposed to make his entrance into the booth. There is a part of me that thinks that time will come and we won't see Tom Brady as a broadcaster.
Well, I
appreciate
your comments on prep time, because I hadn't really thought about that, but you're exactly right. Prep time is a lot. I mean, prep time will far exceed how much time he's really on the air. I mean, even on our little old show right here, you and I both do a lot of prep. I mean, it's not like we just get up out of bed, roll over, throw some jeans on, and go do a radio show. We kind of work at it. And I hadn't really thought of it that way, Tommy. The way you just put it with show prep, it's correct, and it's going to be a lot more than you and I do, that's for sure. But I get it, and I understand that. So it kind of gives me a better perspective, having talked about this with you. I really have a little better perspective upon the decisions that Tom Brady is making. And isn't it kind of interesting, though, to say, I'm going to leave I can't believe I'm about to say this on the radio. I'm going to leave $37 million on the table this year. I don't need it. So I'm just going to wait before I start collecting. $37 million left on the table. Those are words I never thought I would utter in my entire life, but there it is.
Here's Tom Brady's quote. He says, "I'm looking forward to my broadcasting job at Fox next year. I'm looking forward to the opportunity ahead with the Raiders. And we're in the process of that, along with the other different things I'm a part of professionally and in my personal life, just spending as much time with my kids as I can and seeing them grow up and support the different things that they have going on. And that's a very important job. And I take them all pretty seriously." So he's pretty clear, at least from what he's saying from the other day, that he will not be playing again. Time will tell. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing about Tom Brady. The only thing that's for sure is that nothing is for sure. So we'll, of course, continue to monitor that. And for whatever, whichever way you slice it, he's got a lot going on, and it'll be interesting to keep our eyes on that for sure. We're going to take another break, our final full segment coming up on the show. When we come back, an update, some sad news over the weekend. The matriarch of the Kansas City Chiefs, Norma Hunt, passes away yesterday at the age of 83. We will talk about that after the break on Sports Daily.